Habrá una exhibición de autos decorados con temática de Halloween en el local de Pet Toys en el 4401 de San Darío de 8 a 10 de la
Yes,
noche.
ah no,
El 17
pumpkin
de
rubber.
octubre habrá una feria de salud con temática de Halloween en el Parque Jovita y Dark de 6:30 a 9:30 de la noche. Y el Metro tendrá su evento Tránsito del Terror el 24 de octubre a partir de las 5:30 de la tarde y pues hasta las 10 de la noche, por ahí más o menos, para poder ir con sus hijos, van a tener una casa de espanto, van a dar dulces, todo es totalmente gratis. Pero no son estos eventos nada más.
Yeah, only for the kids, but for everyone else, fuck you.
Para conocer estos eventos,
Yes.
la página telemundolaredo.com.
Yeah, I don't even know Bad Bunny that much, but I don't know. Oh, I only know him through WWE. That's about it. I'll listen to his music. Let's see how he.
With your first alert only on KGIS Plus.
A most evil act on the most holy Jewish holiday. A driver runs down and stabs pedestrians outside a British synagogue.
Counterterrorism policing has
Let's go.
Also tonight, collision at LaGuardia. The wing of one regional jet hits the nose of another in the dark of night.
Revolution and the personalized learning producing results.
And he built a billion
happy birthday.
starting out with peanuts 75 years ago today.
Speaking of Peanuts, the creator, happy birthday to him. Babato.
Good evening, I'm Maurice Dubois.
I'm John Dickerson. We will have the latest on the terror attack.
He was praying back then
But we begin here at home.
that if he would have, if he would have get rid of the tomboy, the black character, the kid with the dirty clothes, everything, all those different characters besides Charlie Brown.
Democrats insist that the bill should reverse Medicaid cuts and extend tax credits to help low-income Americans pay for Obamacare.
The president, meanwhile, is
They wanted for him to
fire some federal workers at a time when anxiety
to get rid of those and to have a quite southern character. But he threatened him, like, you know what, then fuck you. And then they bend the knee and be like, you know what, screw it. I'm like, it's great. I love Charlie Brown. I grew up with Charlie Brown. Not my time.
That stalemate continues. In fact, there were no bipartisan talks on Capitol Hill today, and none have been scheduled for tomorrow. As the shutdown goes on, President Trump says Democrats have given him an unprecedented opportunity to make big cuts. President Trump issued a warning to Democrats if the
all because of the fucking
closed.
Well, there could be firings, and that's
the different characters.
There also be other things, and then we could cut projects that they wanted, favorite projects, and they
not concluding it just yet.
Peter Welch said targeting his party during a shutdown is an abuse of power.
He can take an explicit position, but when he's abusing the power of his office to people...
But having different characters is much better than having a bunch of white people. To tell you the truth, guys. I know you're gonna say it, but you're like, but what about Friendship Prince, Bel-Air, George Lopez? The difference is they're black and Mexican.
Today with West Vote, the administration's budget chief. Trump said to determine which of the many Democratic agencies, most of which are a political scam, he recommends to be cut.
We're going to look at agencies that don't align with the administration's values that we feel are a waste of the taxpayer dollar.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt also predicted how many
Take a
people
bump
lose
back.
their jobs.
Here we go.
It's likely going to be in the thousands.
In Denver, FDA microbiologist
Let's go.
Stephanie Rogers worries she will be among them.
I feel that federal employees are being used as pawns in a game, and it is our paycheck, it is our lives.
Rogers is furloughed, which means she won't get a paycheck until the government reopens.
Really?
I have to provide for 2 kids no matter what, and it is terrifying as a family, and especially for my children. They are not immune to what they hear and what they know is happening normal stress.
So we do normally in shutdowns where federal workers are furloughed. This is a firing. Is that
asshole? Open your fucking mouth.
Well, that is still a big question John, typically the executive branch can decide who is considered an essential worker and who is furloughed, as you mentioned, based
Almost
on
there.
unpaid leave.
Oh, look, guys, I'm
That's
taking
typically
down
what we
now.
see, but labor unions argue Roosevelt made unlawful threats when he directed federal agencies to prepare to fire people. Several groups have already filed a lawsuit against Vogt and the administration.
Almost.
Usually you outline the anxiety. Everybody's watching and wondering what happens tomorrow.
But tomorrow the Senate is back in session when they will vote again on the same piece of legislation to keep the government open, which of course failed earlier this week.
There you go.
Republican leaders say one of their focuses is convincing more moderate Democrats to
Just
join
need to save it,
them.
yeah.
So far, 3 Democrats have voted with the GOP, but that is not enough. 5 more are needed.
Okay, we're joining at the White House. Thank you.
Now to the terror attack today in Britain. A man drove a car into a group of pedestrians outside a synagogue in Manchester and started stabbing them. 2 people were killed, 3 others were seriously wounded.
The police shot and killed the man, a British citizen of Syrian descent.
Oh,
The attack
yeah.
happened on Yom Kippur, the most solemn day on the Jewish calendar. BTS Tyler is in Manchester.
The shocking moment police surround the attacker as he lies on the ground outside this synagogue on Yom Kippur. Fear, he has a bomb strapped to his body. Then a shot is fired.
Oh dear.
Investigators say this was not what they called a viable explosive vest.
He was literally stabbing at the synagogue window.
There you go.
British counterterrorism police are calling the attack on the synagogue a terrorist incident. At least 2 Jewish people were killed and 3 others are in the hospital.
Particularly that it's on our own doorstep.
Heather Fletcher grew up in this area and told us such violence on Yom Kippur is hard to fathom.
Muslim Jews and Christians live very peacefully side by side in this community.
This is the first fatal attack targeting Jewish people in Britain in at least 30 years, according to a leading UK charity that tracks anti-Semitism. And tonight, Greater Manchester police have said a 35-year-old British citizen of Syrian descent was responsible for the synagogue attack, and that 3 people have been arrested in connection with the case.
Yes, Tyab, thank you.
Our new CBS News poll out tonight finds Americans are still worried about inflation. 2 out of 3 expect prices to go up in the next few months.
The president this week announced plans to reduce the prices of prescription drugs. Americans will be able to buy them at discount on a Trump RX website. And Nikki Bates reports that the drug is lowering its prices in exchange for tariff relief.
Pfizer's committing to offer prescription medications to Medicaid. It will be at the most favored nation's prices.
Pfizer is the first of many drug makers President Trump claims has agreed to offer steep drug discounts to all Americans in line with the lowest prices paid by Europeans.
We've seen this disparity for a long time, and we know it has not been sustainable.
FDA Commissioner Dr. Marty McCary says the administration's agreement with Pfizer will help lower prescription costs.
By reining in egregious drug prices, we're actually addressing the larger issue of healthcare costs in the United States, which is something no one has really been able to get a handle on until now.
Pfizer says some prescription drugs will be available through a new government purchasing platform, Trump RX, with savings up to 85%, like Dual-V, a drug to treat menopause symptoms. Its sticker price is $203 per month, but on Trump RX it will be $30. Another, Xeljanz for arthritis, costs $6,000 out of pocket per month. The lower price, $3,600.
No way, I don't need that
They
anymore.
say that many of the drugs will still be unaffordable for a lot of people who need them.
This is a major step, and we have to do it.
We've spoken with several patients who all had insurance, who all still can't afford their medication. How will this help them?
I think it's going to help them significantly. You're going to see a series of announcements by different pharmaceutical companies. This has been the #1 health priority in this administration.
Stacey Dusin-Sina, an industry expert, says the president's plan will help lower most Americans' out-of-pocket costs for medications.
The reality of who can actually benefit by paying cash for these drugs through this website, it's probably going to be a smaller number of people than what is being promoted.
Dr. McCary told me the administration is talking with at least a dozen other pharmaceutical companies and to expect more announcements announcements in the coming weeks. He did say TrumpRx.gov will be up and running next year, but he couldn't give specific timing.
Okay, Nikki Batiste in Washington. Thank you.
Now, more of the top stories from around the world in tonight's evening news roundup. The FDA has okayed a new generic version of the abortion medication mifepristone. This comes weeks after Health Secretary Kennedy, under pressure from conservatives to restrict access to mifepristone, said he'd direct the FDA to review its safety. Last year, candidate Trump said he would not restrict access to the drug.
Federal investigators are looking into the collision on the ground of two Delta regional jets last night at New York's LaGuardia Airport. Tom Hansen reports the flight data recorders could help determine how it happened.
Well, the data from those recorders will be key in figuring out what led to the collision between two regional Delta flights just before 10 p.m. Flight 5047 was arriving to LaGuardia from Charlotte. It was taxiing to its gate when it was struck by the right wing of Roanoke-bound Flight 5155. More than 90 people were on board the flights, including a CBS News producer who says passengers on his plane were jolted forward in their seats. One person was taken to the hospital, but it appears no one else was injured. Now, the FAA has noted that air traffic control had instructed the departing flight to wait as the other aircraft passed. And these taxiway collisions are very rare, especially for commercial flights, so no doubt Delta will be looking closely into what went wrong.
And former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski is warning that immigration enforcement agents will be on patrol during Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show.
I don't know why.
Advisor for the Department of Homeland Security says there is no place ICE agents will not go to remove illegal migrants, even the Super Bowl.
Police are investigating a deadly crash in New Jersey, about 20 miles west of New York City. An SUV struck and killed two teenagers riding on an e-bike.
Have a good one.
Their parents